Hey everybody, what is going on? My name is, as you know, Rundown, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to play as Thanatos, or at least enjoy your time playing Thanatos. So, starting off with Thanatos' abilities, feel free to read them. I'm going to give you the short and sweet version. Thanatos is passive. Someone's on low health, you'll see them. Also, they'll be in your execute threshold. You'll see them anywhere on the map. Holy shit, that sounds awesome. If you're watching the Ratatasker over there doing his purple buff, and it's at, like, no health, or excuse me, the Ratatasker's at no health, you'll see him anywhere on the map. Also, if you see him, guess what? He's in your execute threshold, which means you can kill him with your ultimate. Awesome. Also, all your abilities cost mana and health to use. If you kill somebody, you'll gain a percentage of their health transferred to yours, and I believe that about sums up his ultimate. Oh, if someone's at low health and you use your 2, you'll move quicker towards them. That's it. Your number 1 ability. This thing. Go away. Go away. Go away. This. I gotta level up. This thing. You throw it, does damage. It will do bonus damage based on the percentage of your maximum health, which means you hit a tank, still gonna hurt. Up to 10% of it also slows them. This is your bread and butter. Hit this ability or you suck as Thanatos. Your number 2 makes you move quicker. Also makes you move quicker towards people in your execute. Also gives you penetration. It is known as a steroid. It is good. Use this from moving from buff camp to buff camp, trying to get to a fight. Bear in mind it costs health and mana to use. Never, 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 never use it in a tower. I don't care what you think you're doing. Never use it in a tower. I have, for one, have used it many times in tower. And many times in tower I have died because using my 2 consumes my health. What does that mean? It means now I have less health to get out of the tower. Oh, but I'll move like 10% faster. Shut the fuck up. Don't use your 2 in tower. Alright? Especially if you're tanking tower. You're retarded. Your number 3 ability. I keep hitting the wrong button. This thing. It is an AoE silence, as well as does damage. Well, that was easy. Your ultimate. More or less a little bit complicated. You activate your ultimate as soon as I click 4. I'm going to start a 1.5 second channel. I will be up in the air at 1.5 seconds. I can move left, right, up, or down. I can choose a spot for me to land. Once I land there, I stun the target and I will deal damage. That is quite pitiful. However, if they have a big skull on them, that means I can execute them. That means if I land on them, they go dead, which means now they're respawning and I get experience and gold as well as heal a little bit off of them. Sounds pretty good, right? If you can get off, it's great. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over what all these abilities look like. So, your 1, hitting somebody. Awesome. See that slow on them? And it did extra damage for 50? Sweet. Your 2. Holy shit, I'm moving faster. Yay! Your 3, it's a silence, which means Raw can't cast abilities at me. He tried. Ah! I wasn't angry. And your ultimate lets me go into the air. I can land on somebody. Let's try Raw. Raw, you're level 20. This is not going to go well for me. Maybe I can kill him. Oh, yes, I can. That's right, I have a Jones. And look at that, my passive at work. So fantastic. That's all of Thanatos' abilities, as well as me using them on some poor, hapless soul. Now, what should I level as Thanatos? Bear in mind, okay, this is the part where it starts getting a little crazy. Metas go in and out. So this might not always be the case, but as it stands for right now, on June 5th, 2016, Sunday, here's how you should level Thanatos. 1, 1, 1. Stay with me. 3, 1. Now this is where you can do what you want. This is what I like to do. 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4. Obviously, start off as 1, 1, 3, 2, 4, and then go from there. Exactly what I did. Rundown, what the hell did you just say? If you really are confused, just know to max your 1 first, and then your ultimate after that. Then your 3, then 2. Okay? That's all you need to know. Rundown, what did you just say? Max this. Max this. Anything else you do after that really doesn't matter. It's really hard to fuck it up. Max this. I know some professional players like to go Sin of Death. Some people like to go Soul Reap. Me personally, I prefer damage over moving quicker. Cool, yeah, whatever. So, do that. Alright, builds. Fuck you. I'm not doing builds because items go in and out all the time. Not doing it. Alright, how to clear as Thanatos. What do you mean by that? I mean how to actually jungle. Thanatos is a jungler. That's what an assassin does. He goes from lane to lane and he kicks people's ass. My favorite. So, let's go ahead and start off with some bullshit. What does Thanatos normally start with? Bombus Mask. Why? Because it's a jungler item. If you don't think it's a jungler item, you should go to hell. Start off with boots. Nope. There we go. And we're pretty much good there. You know, I'm going to get tier 2 boots, if only because no one else is going to help me with this buff camp, and I don't want to insta-gib. Alright, there's 2 different types of buff camps. Speed buff, grr, and blue buff, the most annoying buff in the game. So, let's go ahead and start with speed buff. Well, you know, just melee buff. Alright, so what I'm going to do is abuse Thanatos' attack chain. He has an attack chain? Yes, he does. Watch. Swing. Little swing. Big swing. So I'm going to use that to little swing, or big swing, little swing, the fat motherfucker, and use my big swing to hit everyone else. Now, what else I'm going to do is use post-hit delays to speed up my attack chain. As you can see, my attack chain, as it is right now, is a resident sleeper. That was a dank meme. Really slow. Really slow. I can speed this up. You see this? This is the slowness, right? Here. Z, 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 Z. I can speed that up by throwing my Death Scythe, which cancels me having to wait and allows me to start my next hit chain quicker. Now, why you don't want to do this after the first swing like this, which you can, and when you actually gank and I show you how to gank as Thanatos, you're going to. The reason being is I have more time to clear buff camp than I do to actually deal damage. So if we're talking about damage over a short period of time, the first hit quick delay, or first hit cancel is quicker. If you're talking about damage over a long period of time, the attack chain cancel is quicker. So, it's going to be a little bit different for each one. So, let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go hit, hit, swing, hit, hit, swing. Now I'm going to just sit here and clear out the rest of the buff camp. That's it. That's how to clear as Thanatos at level 1. What does it look like at level 2? Well, I'm glad you asked, Jimmy. Let me show you. Alright, so let's go ahead and clear out this buff. I have to pick up purple buff. I don't want to do that. I'll take speed buff, though. So let's go to speed buff, and I'll show you. So at level 2, it's obviously not much different. In fact, you go swing, 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 swing. Now, why did you go Bombus Mask over Death's Toll if Thanatos already has a built-in Bombus Mask? I'll be honest with you, it's because the other people in your game suck, and they're going to take your last hits on minions, which means you're not going to get it, as well as the bonus gold, so pick it up because other humans suck. That's a simple enough reason to pick it up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and level myself up one more time and show you how to clear blue buff. Now, this isn't exactly how you would level them up, but it's just to give you a basic idea. If you've guessed, hey, are you going to go swing, swing ability? You got it right. So, let's try that. Now, blue buff is a little bit crazy, because as you can see, when my third swing is set up, it's really difficult to hit all of them. You see, it almost doesn't want to happen. So, here's a way I've found to kind of get away from that, or at least how to get around it. Swing, swing, just hit 2 of them. This is at least how I like to do it, because I found otherwise it's just frustrating. Otherwise, it's just frustrating to try to hit all 3 all the time. I think in the actual Conquest map, they're positioned a little differently, and you can hit all of them, be it barely. Let me see if I actually can here. Yeah, you can. It's a stretch. It really is a stretch. For newer players, I'd recommend probably just killing them one at a time. And even then, see, like, it's not perfect. Oh, I missed that. Even then, it's not perfect. Look at all the health you gain from Bombus Mask. Isn't it amazing? So clearing buff camps, that's basically how you want to do it. It's just after your attack chain. Use an ability.
I'll cut you down.
Now, one question I can already see I'm going to get is rundown. If my 2 gives me increased penetration, which you clearly forgot to say that it did, or I think I did say that it did, why wouldn't I use that first on the buff and gain increased damage onto them? Well, it's really simple, Timmy, and stop asking questions. You're annoying. So, the reason I really don't want to use my 2 is me personally. You can start off with your 2. You can. But I like to move quicker from buff camp to buff camp or from buff camp to lane, and having my 2 down while I'm trying to quickly get to lane is not beneficial for me, because I want to get to lane quicker, or I want to move to the next buff camp. Do I want to, like, having an extra 15 penetration on a buff camp is going to be the difference of maybe one swing, maybe. So if we look at the actual movement that you would get, let's say moving from one place to another, it's not. It's to me, but it's gonna be different than what you're probably gonna hear. But I like to just have that extra speed going from movement versus penetration. So me personally, I like to use my 2 last. Soul Reap obviously second and third. Year 1 because one's most important. All right. How to lane as Thanatos. So this one's gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna go ahead and level down and show you how to lane as this bastard. So, if I'm going to lane as Thanatos, first off I'm going to re-evaluate my life because I'm doing something wrong. I've played every position as Thanatos, so I know how to do it. I'm going to start with my 3, and I'm going to fuck the melee creep and go straight to the range. Why? Because they deal the most damage. If you're ever playing a god that really isn't designed for clearing waves, just let the melee creep do their thing, dude. Just legit, let the melee creep do their thing, focus more on the back creep. If you can't get to the back creep, then by all means, push the melee creep if you can't get to him. But the back creep have less health and deal more damage than the melee creep you're going to. I'm going to go ahead and start my attack chain on the melee, so I can run up to him and go ahead and take these guys down to like half health. If I ever need to heal up, I'm going to throw it at the melee though, and continue to prioritize the back creep. That's a common strategy that a lot of people don't really tend to use, is to focus the back creep. You'll find a lot of solo laners will do either that, focus the back creep, focus the melee creep, focus the god, or try to clump them all up. As Thanatos, you're not clumping them all up without taking a shit ton of damage. That's another way you can do it. Now, the next point that I put into is going to be very dependent on if I'm winning this laning phase or if I'm losing this laning phase. If I'm losing it, I'm going to put it more towards my 3, because it's going to help me clear the wave, which will help me allow me to keep up with the enemy laner. If I'm winning it, I'm going to point to my 1, because I'm going to try to poke you out. So depending on who I'm against is going to be dependent on what I'm going to level up next. You can see it's not really like the biggest deal to put another point into my 3, and so for it to increase the silence. Well, that's going to be pretty much it if I'm going to be laning as Thanatos. Then the rest of it's more or less going to go into another video I'll do later on what should I prioritize in lane. For Thanatos, I think it's going to be better to prioritize the god. So, yeah, this is how you push the lane as Thanatos, and you can see I'm not very quick at it at all. I'm actually really weak, because out here I'm by myself. I'm having to push these creep by myself. The enemy god's going to be able to poke me out and whatnot, so I think your best method's going to be to actually poke out the enemy god. But, I'll go a little bit more into depth on that and how to exactly lane with certain characters. Thanatos, just know he's an assassin. Typically, he's going to push the back creep. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and max Thanatos out. And I'm going to show you how to gank as Thanatos, which is my favorite part of Thanatos, is obviously the killing people part. It's a favorite part of all assassins. Alright, so Thanatos, go ahead and max him out. You already know how to properly max him out. So, how do you gank as Thanatos? We're going to say that you actually have your ult. So, okay, so I know what you're thinking. Rundown. You said that his ultimate's an execute. Why wouldn't I want to use it as an execute all the time? Because, Timmy, don't. You'll have much more success using his ultimate to engage and guarantee your death scythe than you will actually using your ultimate to get an execute kill. So here's what let me buy some items so it actually looks moderately impressive, me hurting this raw. Cooldown because breastplate's broken. Oh, whatever. Oh, that's right. Sell that shit. Yeah, don't build this. Alright, so let's go ahead and start off with what its full gank looks like. So the best way to use his ult, or his full kit, this is the most damage you'll ever get, is to ult. Well, yeah. You can cast your 2 before or after. So for the sake of this, I'll show you cast your 2. So cast your 2 on yourself as a buff. Then ult. Hit them. Land with you looking at the god. Don't land with the god behind you. That's precious time we have to use to now turn our fat ass around. Then throw a death scythe. Man, I'm too lazy. I ain't doing that. So I'm going to land with me looking at the god. So land with you looking at the god. Auto attack. Death scythe. Auto attack. Soul Reap. Auto attack. That's going to be pretty much it. Then you're just going to sit there and wail away with your auto attacks if you haven't killed this motherfucker. So that's going to be 4, land, facing them, auto attack, 1, auto attack, 3, auto attack, and then you can 2 if you didn't already 2 beforehand. So what does all this look like? I'll show you, little Timmy. 2. I wonder if he'll survive this. We'll find out. Me facing him. That's it. That's a full gank on them. Now, of course, this is obviously dependent on if you have your ult. If you don't have your ult up, I mean, you're gonna walk into lane like this. Herder, my name's Thanatos. Don't kill me. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what a full combo is gonna look like. You're probably gonna die though, so keep that in mind. Another thing about Thanatos' passive is if you get a kill, it reduces all your abilities cooldowns by 5 seconds. I didn't really mention it because no one really noticed or cares, so here's what a combo would look like without that. So we're gonna go auto attack.
You have slain an enemy.
Try to have your 2 active at all times if you're ever trying to kill a motherfucker, because that's gonna help you do just that, kill a motherfucker. So let's try that again. So I'm gonna run up to him. Brawl, you're so obnoxious. 2, contact.
He's on a rampage.
Actually, you probably want a 3 before you 1. I just like to 1. Your 2 also makes you immune to slows. I'm sorry I keep forgetting to add all the stuff. It's just stuff that you're never really gonna think about. So.
You have slain an enemy.
Anyway, and they did. That's pretty much it, as far as ganking as Thanatos. I don't think I've missed anything else. I'll show you one more time what a full combo looks like.
Unstoppable.
So now I'm going to go a little bit more into the advanced and the actual theory crafting of Thanatos. The reason why I land auto attack then 1 is actually going to be dependent on the god that I'm trying to kill. So if I have a god that with a very, very fast getaway, say for example Agni, who can dash away before I'm actually able to finish the wind up for my 3, because that actually takes a really long time to wind up, Agni's going to get away, which means I should actually start my 3 first to get that silence off, but then the silence is going to be DR'd, so I would say always land, then use your 1. Just get in the habit of it. You'll get quicker and quicker at using it. You're going to fuck it up the first time you use it, obviously. That's going to be pretty much it on Thanatos. Bear in mind your 3 does proc diminishing returns. So what that means is that if you silence somebody and then try to silence them once your cooldown is up, the silence won't last nearly as long. For example, see how that lasted a short time. And then if I do it again, it will last even shorter. But just to emphasize my point, I'll show you. Other than that, that's going to be pretty much it for Thanatos. See how that lasted like nothing? So anyway, that's going to be pretty much it for Thanatos. He's a very pub stompy god. Is he competitively viable? No. My heart aches every time I see him picked in a competitive match because he's very all in. I would say he's very similar to Ares in that if you pick him, you're saying, hey, I want to win the game within the first 15 to 20 minutes. If you don't win the game within the first 15 to 20 minutes, Thanatos really falls off. Advice for him sort of in the future, people kind of getting used to him, I would say build at least 2 defensive items, 1 magical, 1 physical, or get 2 items that do both. So for example, something like this tree here, which is the cloak tree, whether it be Spirit Robe, Mantle of Discord, Magi's Blessing, or Hide of the Urchin. I'd say either get 2 of these, or get 1 physical and 1 magical item. If you're looking for some advice from me as far as which one to pick up as it stands right now, Breastplate of Valor is a very solid pickup. And then if you're looking for a magical item, I sort of prefer Bulwark, because you're going to get into low health very often in these team fights, so it's better to have that little bit of resistance there where it's going to reduce all the damage you're taking, or it's going to give you a shield, so it's going to reduce a lot of the damage that you're actually taking. Other than that, that's going to be it for Thanatos. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, and I'm sure you have plenty of comments that I look forward to reading, Kappa, please leave them obviously in the comment section down below. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video, which will most likely be Thor because he's very similar. Alright guys, later.
I'm coming for you.
Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die.
You have slain an enemy.
Really? Feels bad, man.